Welcome back to another episode of Void City Customization. I am Dan, and today we are going to making a custom comic book, sort of, McFarlane Toys Wonder Woman figure. This is pretty much just a kit bash, although there is a little bit of modification here and a tiny bit of painting. It's nothing too substantial, fairly easy stuff here. And this is a mixture of 3 different figures. Pretty much it comes together to make a Wonder Woman that looks a little bit more comic accurate in that she has the long hair, it's not blue, it's not a mohawk, and she's not from a movie. Either way, I just thought it looked cool. It was a nice combination. I thought it added some character to it. And let's take a look at what we did here. So primarily, this figure is based around the body for this one. This is the Last Night on Earth Wonder Woman figure. It was part of the Bane Build-A-Figure wave, and it has the silver bracers. The Dr. Fate helmet version that was at Target, which is the same body, had gold bracers. For this Wonder Woman, I wanted silver ones, so I used Last Night on Earth Wonder Woman as a base for this figure. Now, obviously, this figure has the mohawk from that particular story, which is pretty awesome. I really like this figure a lot, but I also wanted one with the long hair and kind of more classic looking Wonder Woman appearance, I guess you would say. General one that you're used to seeing. So what I did there was, first thing was I removed her scabbard over here. You'll remember that from our John Cena Peacemaker video. I took that off of there, and what I did with that is I cut the very end off of it right here, and that's where, as you can see, it was attached to the plug that plugs into the skirt. So this is just a scabbard. I have it so she can hold on to it if she wants to put the sword in there. I also might put some sort of a string or something on there so it could go around her back. Anyways, I took that and I cut that end off, leaving the peg on there of the one that came with her, and I have put that back on her belt. I cut a slit on the top of it there, so that way you can hang her lasso accessory from another Wonder Woman figure, because this one doesn't come with a lasso. And I also hung on there from one of my Witcher figures. That's the kind of 4th extra accessory if you want it. You don't need this one, it's not necessary, but I thought it was pretty cool. It's Wonder Woman, she's fighting mystical creatures probably. It looks pretty awesome. It's a really cool accessory, and it hangs right on there. She's got the sword. I figured it was appropriate. So again, you don't need that one. That's just an extra one I put on there. I thought that looked really cool. But anyways, now there's a place on her belt where you can hang her lasso if you want it on there, which it's Wonder Woman. She should have her lasso. That's a given. I left the knife on this side just because I thought that knife was pretty cool. I really like that. Here's their extra scabbard for the sword. The sword comes with that figure, so that's why I left it with her. I figured she should still have that. That's fine. I like her cape. That's why I left the cape on there. I thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, she needs hair now, so where did that hair come from? The hair comes from the Wonder Woman 1984 action figure. Now, these 2 accessories do not come with that figure. Those actually came with the Batman vs. Superman Mattel 6-inch Wonder Woman action figure that came out after that movie. It was for, I believe they were still called Movie Masters at that time. They hadn't really transferred over to DC Multiverse yet. There were still Movie Master figures. That line started with like Batman Begins and Dark Knight Rises, Green Lantern. Anyway, that's where those props come from, but that's neither here nor there. What I used from her was her hair. So what I did was I popped the head off of there, and I dropped it in my mug over here of boiling water and let that simmer in there for a good 2 or 3 minutes, so it got very pliable, very soft, and it also makes the glue get very pliable. And then you can peel the hair off, and you are left with this. So that's Wonder Woman from the movie with her hair removed. That's what that looks like. If you want to keep the head for any extra customization or anything like that, you can. This one's eyes, yeah, they're definitely not printed on the right area, so I'd probably have to repaint this whole head anyways. That's part of why I use this one for parts. But there you go. I kept it just because at least it's a female head sculpt. You don't come across a lot of those it can be repainted. And as you guys can see, I got all sorts of pieces back here for different kinds of customs. So anyway, her hair comes off. I did the same thing for this Wonder Woman. I boiled it and then peeled the mohawk off. A lot easier to get the mohawk off than it was to get this hair off. This takes a little bit longer. It just depends on how much glue is used. Sometimes these figures come with a ton of glue and it takes several repeat dippings in the hot water, get it pliable again, peel a little more, dip it in the hot water, peel it a little more. This one, I dipped it once and the thing just peeled right off. So that was awesome. I believe I also kept that. It is somewhere in my heads drawer over there in case I ever need a mohawk for someone. And then I had to do a little bit of trimming on the inside of the hair and a little bit of trimming on the top of the head because of the way there's kind of like that notch and groove system to plug the pieces together. They weren't the same shapes, they weren't the same sizes, so there is a little bit of trimming you have to do there. Then I just used, like always, my Gorilla Glue with my nozzle and brush. That's the best one in my opinion because that brush comes in handy. You don't end up with glue all over the place and you get your glue to last a lot longer. And I glued her hair on, so I left it like that. I didn't repaint the hair. I was tempted to paint it black, but I actually kind of like the detail in this hair. It's kind of multi-layered, multicolored. It's not just one flat color. So now we've got the hair done. Last little thing I did just to give her different hands, because this figure originally comes with a closed fist on this hand. You can't put any accessories in it. It's just one solid fist that's closed. And then this hand comes with, it almost looks like a trigger hand. It's kind of strange. I don't really understand why Wonder Woman comes with a trigger hand, but either way, she has that, but they don't have any wrappings on them, and that's something I kind of like when Wonder Woman has those on her hands, the wrappings around there. So I actually took these two hands from, believe it or not, Takamura from Cyberpunk. Now, his hands, as you can see, have these little cybernetic implants on all of the knuckles. It's on both sides there. So I just used my X-Acto blade and just kind of shaved those right off of there down to the base layer, which is the skin color that you see there. And I just swapped out the hands. It was just an even trade. Now they are a little bit darker than the rest of her skin tone. You could paint those if you want. I'm probably going to leave them just because the hands with accessories going in and out tends to have some paint rub off then. I don't really want that. I could just paint the outside of her hands, which I might do, but either way I figure she's been fighting and just fought a werewolf here, has her sword, you know, used to doing all sorts of cool outdoor things. Her hands are probably a little bit dirty. But like I said, on the shelf, you barely even notice it, so I'll probably just end up leaving it. The last little bit that I did here was on her bracers. As you can see, originally the bracers had an extra 2 little points on there, little scallops or whatever you would call those. I just took my X-Acto, just this guy right there, and just went in. Basically I took it and had it aimed away from the arm so I didn't cut the arm up, and just went in underneath the side and then followed very slowly this line, and then came up from the other side, followed slowly that line, and then just cut that right off. Trimmed down a little bit just to make it flush right there. Now these aren't actually silver, it's silver paint over a plastic that is actually this color. So I just took a little bit of my game color acrylic paint by AV that I use for most of my painting for my figures, and I just painted the top edges of those, and now you don't even notice. We'll just do kind of a quick close-up here just so you guys can see a bit more of the detail. The silver on the top of the bracers, the new hands, the belt. This plugs right back in there with her lasso and the werewolf head. Same boots, same everything else, same sword. And there you have it. So that is a pretty simple custom Wonder Woman figure. If you would like to kind of switch up the look of the Wonder Woman on your shelf a little bit, I think we're still a ways away from getting just a straight up comic book Wonder Woman possibly, but fingers crossed, we shall see. In the meantime, though, I've got this one here. Like I said, there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little custom video today. I thought I'd give you guys a break on the long-winded ones until next time, because the next one's probably going to be a bit longer, a bit more of a customized project coming your way next week. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like and subscribe. Leave any comments you have at the bottom. Let me know what you guys think about this, or any that you guys have made as well, or any changes you've done with yours, or any custom ideas you guys have. If there's any characters you'd like to see me attempt in the future that I haven't mentioned yet, or that you haven't seen in the background. All those ones that are in the background you'll eventually see, but if there's any that you haven't seen back there and you think it might be worth making, drop a line. Give me some suggestions. I'm running out of ideas here, so aside from the ones I've already got in the works, I'm always open for new ideas. Well, that's been it for me. I am Dan. I will see you next time, obviously, with more Void City customization, more Void City reviews, and Toast will be coming back at you with more comic reviews every single week. So, until next time, take it easy, guys.